All right, I'm out here with my kids. I figured I'd show you guys how to use a combat style knife, like an old, basically a K-bar style knife for survival purposes. These handles here are very rough, so you're not going to want to do a lot of chopping. That will tear your hands up. What I usually do if I have a knife like this is I stick it in and I'll hang on to it with one hand to help support it. And then I just bring stuff across like that, especially if I need like fine shavings to start a fire with. This is one way of doing it. What it does is it saves your hands, and I don't feel like it stresses the blade out as much as other techniques for doing stuff. It gives you kind of a fixed, stable point. I think there's some fat wood in with this. This knife will chop, but when you chop with it, it's going to kind of hurt your hands because this leather feels like it's wood. So what I do is I'll swing, but I'll kind of keep a loose grip on here and let the knife do the work. It's not ideal for survival stuff. Another thing I'll do sometimes if I want to carve is I'll kind of grab it like this. This guard going in here is going to keep this from coming up and hitting me. Okay. And then I can kind of carve with it like this a little bit if I need to. Say, for example, if I want to notch, it can kind of help me notch a little bit. I feel like I have a lot of control this way. A lot of people would not recommend that. But part of what I like about it is I'm not putting a lot of stress on this stick tang. And of course, I would generally do this with a lot thicker of a stick, but I'm just kind of wanting to show you part of how you can do this here. Got to work with what's around. So for batoning, I am not a fan of batoning with these kinds of knives. I don't even know if we have a baton around here. There you go. You can see it does work. What I'll do sometimes is I'll actually try to hit on both sides. And whatever I baton, I try to make sure it's not super huge. And that's one way you can get by with this. This really is not an ideal survival knife, but you can make it work. You just got to be careful. If you can find a flat surface, that's also very helpful because then you don't got to pick your shavings up off the ground. Yep. So that's what you can, those are some techniques you can employ there. If this is all you have, take good care of it. They do break if you're not careful. You want this to last. If you take care of it, it can take care of you. So yeah, as always, thanks for tuning in. Semper Fi, and God bless.